Yes, Oberon, I think you're right. I think we should definitely explain to people what it means to be in the flow and why that helps law of attraction bring everything that they prefer. So I'm Kaylin, and I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow System of Accelerated Well-Being and Abundance. So you can call me your abundance coach. And this is my buddy Oberon, who joins me in my videos. Today we're talking to you about what the Golden Flow is and why that helps law of attraction bring what you want. So the Golden Flow is being in the flow, being in the zone, having everything working out for you. This is energetically a place, a state of being in which you are in an energetic flow of energy. This means that instead of being hidden in a closet where it's dark and there's no flow of air kind of thing, it's like you open all the windows in your house and you have all this fresh air coming in. And you do the same with yourself and your life. When you do that, just like an open house with those open windows, new opportunities come. You might hear a bird singing outside. You certainly get fresh air, which has fresh energy in it. And with that, there's health and vitality. There's success, there's expansion, there's love, there's creativity. There are all sorts of wonderfully high vibrating energies. When you're out of the flow, you remove yourself from that flow and you put yourself in the closet or in a room that's dark, that's all closed up, and that's stagnant. There isn't a lot of fresh energy. It can get a little smelly. It certainly can get uncomfortable, and it certainly will lack opportunities. How do you do this in your own life? And what does this have to do with the law of attraction? Well, I hope you can get a good sense that a closed room like a closet, law of attraction has a very hard time bringing that. Or you can say, bringing you new things. Or you can say the law of attraction brings more of the same. Stagnant energy, closed energy, no flow, no new night, no nothing. Whereas when you have a nice open breath, a nice open window with fresh air coming in, law of attraction can bring new energies, new opportunities, and some of those wonderful vibrations we were talking about. How you do this in your life is when your energy is in or out of the flow. And you may or may not be able to see my cat trying to join our video. What do you think, Oberon? I'm probably trying to get my buddy here, right? When you're in the flow, what happens is you are open to new things. Your energy is open. You can think of it as being more pragmatic, being less judgmental, being open-minded, not having as many limiting beliefs. When you're out of the flow, your energy is not open and fluid. You're stuck on an idea, a belief. You're stuck in a judgment. Anything that doesn't shift, change, evolve. Think of a leaf flowing around in the wind. It flows, right? It moves from wherever it is to wherever it's going. And the wind will slowly but surely take that leaf apart, have it come back to dust, go back into the earth, recycle it, and start as a bigger and better leaf or plant. It gets bigger and better. It grows. It evolves. It moves on to bigger vistas. And that's what you do in the flow. Now think of a leaf that's stuck somewhere in the gutter, for example, and it doesn't get that flow, and it gets more leaves and water and dirt, and it starts to rot. It starts to maybe attract mold or something. You get a sense of where I'm going? You want your energy to be like that leaf that's flowing, because like the leaf that's flowing, as you do, it's true that will become old. Everything becomes old, but it gets recycled and it comes back to you. So in the flow, you're constantly going to be receiving a new, brighter energy when you let go of the old. This is why so many people talk about the importance of the now moment. The now moment is really in the flow. Thinking about the past and getting stuck in the past is like that leaf in the gutter. You're not letting go of something old. Letting that leaf just flow right on by, that's allowing the old to go and allowing something new to come. So let's talk more concretely, and let me give you some examples. While my cat rustles up all sorts of noises in here. So, for example, I had a student that I once worked with that was taking some classes from me, and he came to me and he said that he was trying to get a new job with a financial firm. and that he had done a really great interview, but he had already given notice at his old company because it was just time to leave and he had to go. He was going on vacation, and he didn't want the new company where he interviewed to call him while he was out of the country on vacation. He really needed them to call by Friday kind of thing, and they said they would. But he said to me, you know, but I have a sense that things have changed. Right after the interview, I felt really good, and I was all excited, and I was like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. But one of the things that happened is that his energy, which had been open and had given a good interview, after the interview, in his excitement, he started to grasp. You know, I need them to call before next week. I really want them to call, and I already quit my other job. You know, he was starting to bring his energy into sort of a smaller, more constricted place that was out of the flow. And he could sense, because he had done so much work on himself and so many meditations and that kind of thing, he could energetically sense that now they were kind of pulling away. They had initially been sold on him, but things changed. So he had emailed them, and he was like, and they had responded, and they were like, well, some things came up, we might have to get back to you next week. And you know, now he was really starting to get uncomfortable. And I said to him, well, would you like to change this? And of course, Oberon, he said yes. And I said, well, then let's help you get in the flow. And I helped him flow his energy. When I helped him flow his energy, he shifted. He felt different. He felt better. And he also felt better about the probability or the possibility of them calling him. And sure enough, after we flowed a few times, they called by the end of the week. He went on vacation, resting assured that he had a new job lined up. They weren't going to call while he was on vacation because they'd already called, and the fact that he'd already quit had no relevance. It was all lined up. It was all good. So now he was advanced, so he could sense the difference between when he was in the flow and out of the flow. He could sense the difference between when the company was interested in him and very likely to call by the end of the week and when they weren't. I know that you might not be able to sense that, although sometimes perceptive people can get a feeling. Oh, I get a really good feeling about it. Oh, that good feeling's gone. That kind of thing. But in any case, what you want to do really is look at yourself. Look at your own energy. When you're in the flow, you can feel that you're open. You feel like there's new opportunities and possibilities. When you can tell that you're out of the flow, you can feel that you're maybe feeling a little less optimistic. It just has a sense or a feeling that it's not quite as good. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call. When you think about the new company that you're interviewing with or whatever your situation might be, you just sort of go, oh, yeah, I don't get a very good feeling about them. You can kind of tell from yourself and how you're really not only feeling them, but when you know, how you yourself are feeling. Because you're not feeling as big and open and bright. You're feeling a little less possible, a little less like they're likely to call you. It's a little more about you where you really want your focus to be. And then all you have to do is get in the flow. Now Oberon here tells me that he gets in the flow just by flying. And I can see that. By flying, he welcomes the experience, which is step one. He allows the wind to carry him. So he allows everything that's happening, which allowing is step two. And number three, then he lets it go. And he keeps flying or he lands. You and I, it's a little different, right? So what I want you to do is, for example, with this young man that I was working with, I had him, number one, welcome his circumstance. Welcome wanting the job and having interviewed, and welcome the fact that they had wanted him and now they seem to be changing their mind or at least delaying it from what he knew. And feel the way he felt about it. The way he felt was, it was going so well, and now something in me has changed it. Something in me feels different. It doesn't feel good. And I told him, number two, feel what you're feeling. Allow it. Embrace it. Experience it. And then number three, let it go. Because you can't be in the now moment when you're holding on to it. You let it go. Then you can do it again. If it's still bothering you, you flow it again. You welcome the circumstance again. You, number two, allow, embrace, or experience it. And number three, you let it go again. And as you do, every time you put yourself back in the now moment and back in the now moment, while at the same time letting yourself experience what's bothering you, experience what's on your mind, and getting into the flow because you let it go. When you do that, it's like opening the windows in your house. Or in Oberon's case, it's like spreading your wings and flying, allowing life to carry you, allowing life to line things up like they did for this young man so that it all works out for you and so that you're in the flow and law of attraction lines them up and brings what you prefer. It can do it so much more so when you're in the flow because you're in the now moment, you're open, you're allowing, and you're welcoming of what law of attraction is trying to bring you, as opposed to when your energy shifts and then law of attraction has to bring something to match your energy, which, for example, with this young man had shifted into some worry, some fear, some anxiety. Can you imagine what law of attraction would have brought in that case? Probably something where the job didn't work out or didn't work out right away to match his fear and anxiety. So he flowed those feelings and allowed law of attraction to bring a fantastic experience, and it certainly was for him, and it certainly can be for you. So here's to allowing yourself to fly free in the flow and allowing law of attraction to bring everything that you prefer.